The massive starship hung silently in the darkness of space, its metallic hull gleaming with an eerie blue-silver sheen. Commander Relic studied the holographic display, his scaled fingers tracing the orbital patterns around a small blue-green planet that seemed almost insignificant in the vast cosmic landscape. Earth looked peaceful from a distance. Sensors swept across continents detecting primitive communication networks, rudimentary technological signatures, and what appeared to be a divided civilization. The Zorn Galactic Confederation had seen countless such planets before. Weak, isolated, ripe for colonization. Hyun Park sat in a dimly lit military observation room, his eyes fixed on multiple computer screens. Something felt different today. The ambient temperature seemed to drop, and the usual background chatter of military personnel had become a hushed whisper. "Sir?" a young technician called out. "We're detecting unusual electromagnetic signatures at the outer orbital range." Relic's second-in-command, Navigator Voran, approached the holographic map. "Preliminary scans suggest minimal resistance. Standard protocol indicates a simple absorption mission. No complex defense systems detected." Unbeknownst to the alien, observers, humans had been preparing. Dr. Seok Kim's research team had been monitoring unusual space anomalies for months. Their top-secret project, codenamed Horizon, had been developing advanced detection and response mechanisms. The Zorn ship continued its silent approach. Its technology was millennia ahead of human capabilities, or so they believed. Massive energy collectors hummed with potential destruction, ready to neutralize any potential resistance. Inside a hidden underground facility, military and scientific teams began their coordinated response. Computers flickered to life, communication networks activated, and a global alert system prepared to mobilize resources, unlike anything in human history. Relic reviewed the initial reports with clinical detachment. Planets like this were routine for the Zorn Confederation. They had conquered civilizations across multiple star systems, absorbed resources, and moved on. This would be no different. "Prepare initial landing protocols," Relic commanded. "Minimal force, standard colonization procedure." The ship's massive energy signature began to compress, preparing for potential atmospheric entry. Navigation systems calculated optimal landing zones, identifying strategic locations for initial ground deployment. Hyun Park watched the screens, his military training kicking into high gear. Something about these readings was unusual. The alien approach didn't match any known invasion patterns studied in classified military archives. Dr. Kim's team began running complex algorithms, trying to understand the incoming technological signatures. Their computers worked overtime, processing data at unprecedented speeds. "The energy readings are unconventional," one scientist muttered, her fingers flying across the keyboard. The Zorn ship continued its approach, completely unaware that humans were not the isolated primitive species their initial scans suggested. Beneath the seemingly chaotic human civilization lay a complex network of scientific and military capabilities. Relic felt a slight vibration, almost imperceptible, through the ship's command deck. Something was different. But what? The sensors showed nothing unusual, just another simple planetary acquisition. As the massive alien vessel moved closer to Earth's orbital range, a series of complex communications began to pulse through human networks. Military bases activated, scientific institutions prepared. A global response was forming. The first contact was about to happen, and neither the Zorn nor humans fully understood what was coming. In the vast emptiness of space, two civilizations approached each other, one believing in absolute technological superiority, the other harboring a resilience and adaptability that would soon shock the galaxy. The stage was set. The players were ready. First contact was moments away. Hyun Park took a deep breath. Something big was about to happen, and nobody, not the humans, not the Zorn, knew exactly what that something would be. The universe held its breath. The world changed in an instant. News networks buzzed with strange reports of unusual space activities. Most people initially thought it was another internet conspiracy, but military and scientific communities knew better. Hyun Park stood in the central command center, his eyes fixed on multiple screens showing global communication networks. Every major city was preparing, though most citizens remained unaware of the impending threat. In Tokyo, advanced technological research centers began converting their laboratories into emergency response units. Supercomputers that once solved complex mathematical problems now calculated potential alien invasion scenarios. Dr. Seok Kim's team worked relentlessly. They had been preparing for something like this for years, though most of their colleagues thought their research was pure science fiction. Sophisticated tracking systems monitored the alien vessel's approach, collecting every possible piece of data. "We have approximately 48 hours, Kim muttered to his team. Maybe less. Military bases around the world started moving with unprecedented coordination. Tanks were repositioned, aircraft were fueled, naval vessels changed their standard patrol routes. Something big was coming, and everyone could feel it. In the United States, underground military research facilities activated protocols that had been dormant for decades. Experimental weapon systems previously kept secret were being reviewed and prepared for potential deployment. The global communication network transformed. What was once a system for sharing information and entertainment became a complex military coordination platform. Satellites repositioned. Communication frequencies changed. A unified global defense mechanism was emerging. Hyun Park received updates from multiple international teams. The level of cooperation was unlike anything in human history. Countries that had been traditional enemies were now sharing critical technological and strategic information. "We're not dealing with a traditional threat," Park told his immediate team. "This is something completely different." Researchers began analyzing the limited data from initial alien scans. They discovered strange energy signatures that didn't match any known technological framework. It was both terrifying and exciting. In underground research facilities, scientists worked around the clock. Coffee machines never stopped. Computers processed enormous amounts of data. Teams of experts from different disciplines collaborated in ways never seen before. Military strategists developed multiple invasion response scenarios. Some were realistic, some were completely theoretical, but they were preparing for every possible outcome. "We cannot underestimate them," Park repeated to his teams. "We know nothing about their true capabilities." Global financial markets started showing unusual activities. Major corporations began redirecting resources. Technology companies accelerated research programs. Manufacturing facilities prepared for potential rapid production of defensive equipment. Dr. Kim's team discovered something interesting in the alien scan data. The approaching vessel had specific technological weaknesses that could potentially be exploited. But they needed more information. Universities around the world suspended normal operations. Research facilities converted into emergency response centers. Students with specialized skills were quickly integrated into various response teams. The world was transforming. A silent, coordinated preparation was happening beneath the surface of everyday life. Most people continued their normal routines, unaware of the enormous machinery of global defense being assembled. Hyun Park reviewed the latest strategic reports. The level of global unity was unprecedented. Countries that had been historical enemies were now sharing critical defense information. "We are no longer separate nations," he told his team. "We are one planetary defense network." Communication satellites repositioned. Military satellites activated advanced tracking systems. Every available technological resource was being channeled into understanding and preparing for the potential alien threat. The clock was ticking. The alien vessel was getting closer. And humanity was preparing in ways no one could have predicted. Something extraordinary was about to happen. The world held its breath. Massive energy waves erupted from the alien vessel, cutting through Earth's orbital defenses like paper. Military installations around the globe flickered with sudden electronic interference. Communication networks briefly went dark. Commander Relic watched from his ship's command deck, expecting immediate human surrender. His previous conquests had always followed the same pattern. Technological superiority meant instant submission. But humans were different. Lieutenant J. Kwan noticed the first anomaly. Instead of panicking, he activated a series of pre-programmed defensive protocols. Electromagnetic pulse generators hidden across multiple continents suddenly came online, creating a complex defensive network that the aliens hadn't anticipated. The Zorn battleship's first wave of attack met unexpected resistance. Where they expected simple destruction, they found adaptability. Human defense systems didn't just respond, they anticipated. Hyun Park's voice crackled through emergency communication channels. All units, execute Horizon Protocol. Across different continents, military teams moved with surprising coordination. Experimental weapon systems, kept secret for years, activated simultaneously. Technological countermeasures designed by Dr. Seo Kim's team began disrupting alien communication frequencies. Relic couldn't believe what he was seeing. These humans were not just defending, they were actively counterattacking. Satellite networks transformed into complex defensive platforms. What looked like simple communication devices became sophisticated jamming systems. The aliens' advanced technology found itself increasingly challenged by human innovation. They're adapting too quickly, Vorin, Relic's second-in-command, reported, with growing concern. Massive energy beams from the alien vessel targeted strategic military installations, but instead of complete destruction, they found carefully prepared decoy systems. Entire military bases had been designed with potential alien invasion in mind. Underground research facilities became command centers. Scientists who moments ago were theoretical researchers were now active combat strategists. The line between military and scientific personnel blurred completely. Jaquan's team discovered something remarkable. By analyzing the alien communication frequencies, they could partially disrupt the invaders' coordination systems. What seemed like a massive technological disadvantage was turning into an unexpected strength. The first hour of confrontation revealed something the Zorn never expected. Humans were not just defending, they were learning, adapting, and responding at an impossible speed. Experimental aircraft designed with multi-dimensional movement capabilities engaged alien fighter units. These weren't traditional military planes. They were advanced technological platforms that could change direction and speed in ways the aliens couldn't predict. Global communication networks, instead of being destroyed, became a complex defensive mechanism. Every citizen with a communication device became a potential information node, sharing critical data about alien movement and attack patterns. Relic watched in growing frustration. His millennia of galactic conquest hadn't prepared him for this level of resistance. They're not just fighting, he muttered. They're evolving. Massive energy disruptions covered entire continents. But instead of causing panic, these disruptions activated backup systems designed specifically for such scenarios. Underground communication networks came online. Emergency response teams moved with military precision. Dr. Seok Kim's final preparation was now in motion. Every technological system had been designed with multiple layers of defense, anticipating scenarios that seemed impossible just months ago. The initial confrontation was not just a battle. It was a complete reimagining of warfare. Humans weren't just defending their planet. They were demonstrating a level of technological and strategic adaptation that would shock the entire galaxy. The first hour of alien invasion was ending, and nothing was going according to the Zorn's plans. The real battle was just beginning. The battlefield had transformed into a complex technological ecosystem. Captured alien equipment lay scattered across multiple research facilities, each piece becoming a potential key to understanding the invaders. Commander Yuna Lee stood in a hidden underground research center, surrounded by the world's most brilliant minds. Alien technology that moments ago seemed incomprehensible was now being rapidly decoded. We're not just defending, Dr. Kim explained to his team. We're learning. Sophisticated computer systems began breaking down alien communication codes. What seemed like impossible technology was gradually revealing its secrets. Each decoded frequency was another weapon in humanity's arsenal. The Zorn ship's communication networks started experiencing unexpected disruptions. What should have been A simple invasion was turning into a complex technological chess match. Lieutenant Jay Kwan discovered something remarkable. The alien technology, despite its advanced appearance, had fundamental weakness points. Their complex systems relied on incredibly precise communication protocols. One small disruption could create massive system failures. Experimental quantum. Computers worked overtime. Scientists who had spent years developing theoretical models now saw their work becoming practical defense mechanisms. Every captured alien device became a treasure trove of information. Relic watched in growing frustration as his invasion plan began to unravel. Human technological adaptation was happening at an impossible speed. Systems he expected to remain stable were breaking down rapidly. Global research facilities transformed. Universities, technology companies, and military research centers became a unified technological defense network. Boundaries between civilian and military research disappeared completely. We're reverse engineering their entire technological framework. Yuna Lee reported to global military leadership. And we're doing it faster than they can adapt. Alien communication satellites found themselves increasingly compromised. What was once a stable network of invasion control became a complex maze of human-introduced technological viruses. Dr. Kim's team discovered that the alien technology, despite its apparent complexity, had fundamental predictability. Their systems, while advanced, followed specific logical patterns that could be understood and manipulated. Experimental weapon systems came online. These weren't traditional weapons, but complex technological platforms designed to disrupt, confuse, and ultimately neutralize alien technological superiority. The Zorn leadership began to realize they were facing something unprecedented. These humans weren't just defending, they were actively learning and adapting at a speed that defied their previous galactic conquest experiences. Massive data networks transformed. What looked like simple communication systems became complex defensive platforms. Every captured piece of alien technology was being studied, decoded, and potentially turned against its original creators. Jaquan's breakthrough came when he discovered a way to introduce complex algorithmic disruptions into the alien communication network. Their supposedly impenetrable systems began experiencing unexpected failures. "We're not just fighting," Yuna Lee told her team. "We're rewriting the entire concept of technological warfare." Underground research facilities became the new front lines. Scientists worked alongside military strategists, creating defense mechanisms that blurred the line between technological research and active combat. The alien invasion was no longer about physical conquest. It had transformed into a complex battle of technological adaptation and innovation. Relic's communication systems began experiencing more frequent disruptions. What should have been a simple planetary conquest was turning into a complex technological nightmare. Global communication networks, instead of being destroyed, became a dynamic defense platform. Every communication device became a potential sensor, a potential weapon. Dr. Kim looked at the captured alien technology with a mixture of scientific curiosity and strategic determination. "We're not just defending our planet," he told his team. "We're learning how to protect ourselves against potential future threats." The technological warfare was changing everything. The rules of galactic conquest were being rewritten, and humanity was proving to be an unexpected, incredibly adaptive opponent. The battle continued, and nothing was going according to the Zorn's original plans. What began as a defensive strategy turned into a full-scale planetary counteroffensive. Humanity, once considered a primitive species, now moved with calculated precision against the Zorn Galactic Confederation. Hyun Park stood in the Global Command Center, watching multiple communication screens. The alien invasion that was supposed to last days was now becoming humanity's unexpected victory. Experimental spacecraft developed in secret underground facilities, launched from hidden locations around the globe. These were not traditional military vessels, but complex technological platforms that combined human innovation with reverse-engineered alien technology. Commander Yuna Lee coordinated the first extraterrestrial strike. Their target wasn't just defense, it was a direct assault on the alien communication and logistics infrastructure. Quantum computers developed by Dr. Seok Kim's team began launching sophisticated cyber attacks. Each attack was like a precision surgical strike, targeting the most vulnerable points of the alien technological network. The Zorn leadership watched in disbelief. Their invasion plan was collapsing faster than they could comprehend. Humanity was not just defending, they were actively destroying the invasion infrastructure. Lieutenant J. Kwan's team had discovered the most critical weakness in the alien communication systems. By introducing complex algorithmic disruptions, they could create cascading system failures across entire alien fleet networks. Massive energy weapons, developed in secret research facilities, began targeting alien vessels. These weren't traditional weapons, but sophisticated technological platforms that could adapt in real time to alien defensive mechanisms. Relik, the alien commander, realized too late that they had underestimated humanity. What was supposed to be a simple planetary conquest had transformed into a comprehensive defeat. Global communication networks became a unified combat platform. Every technological device, every communication system was now part of a complex planetary defense mechanism. The counteroffensive moved beyond Earth's orbit. Experimental spacecraft began targeting alien supply lines, communication satellites, and strategic command centers. Each strike was calculated, precise, and devastating. Dr. Kim's research team continued decoding alien technology at an unprecedented rate. What they learned was immediately transformed into offensive capabilities. The scientific community had become the most critical combat unit. Alien vessels found themselves increasingly isolated. Their communication networks were compromised. Their technological superiority was being systematically dismantled by human innovation. Hyun Park watched the global response with a mixture of strategic calculation and unexpected pride. Humanity had not just survived, they were winning. The Zorn Confederation's invasion fleet began experiencing total systemic collapse. Communication networks failed. Navigation systems became unreliable. Their supposedly invincible technology was being turned against them. Experimental weapon systems launched from multiple global locations. These were not just defensive platforms, but active combat technologies that could adapt and learn in real time. Commander Yuna Lee's final strategic assault targeted the alien fleet's primary command systems. Each strike was a combination of cyber warfare, technological disruption, and precision energy weapon deployment. The global response was unified. Countries that were once rivals now worked with unprecedented cooperation. The alien invasion had transformed human civilization in ways no one could have predicted. Relic's command vessel experienced total system failure. Communication networks collapsed. Navigation became impossible. The invasion was over. Dr. Seok Kim looked at the final data streams with scientific fascination. Humanity had not just defended itself. They had demonstrated a level of technological adaptation that would change galactic understanding forever. The counteroffensive lasted less than 72 hours. What began as a potential planetary destruction had transformed into humanity's most significant technological achievement. The Zorn Galactic Confederation learned a critical lesson. Never underestimate a species capable of learning, adapting, and fighting back. Earth was no longer just a potential colony. It had become a technological threat to the entire galactic order. The first extraterrestrial war was over, and humanity had won.